right. So the campaign starts in a town called Ravenwood. So your character is Rita Astor. All right. So what is your? She is a dilettante. Okay. So we can go ahead and say that maybe your character was interested in buying a certain property over there in Ravenwood. Ravenwood is going to be a town that it will be, I don't know, probably 5 hours away from Arkham. It's a very small town. However, from Arkham, uh, that's definitely where you would be trying to negotiate the purchase of the property, and ultimately, in order for you to get the property, you need to square out certain things. Um, most importantly, you're definitely interested in seeing the property. I guess definitely seeing the property. Definitely, yeah, acquiring it. So we can go ahead and say that you're really interested and that you want to buy the property, and you call and you get to the to make an appointment to go see a somebody that is kind of like a real estate agent, I guess, that is gonna help you into acquiring the property. So his name is going to be Matt, and he is part of Arkham Properties, and he ultimately you call him on the phone. He says, yes. Well, if you wanna come talk about the property, we can talk about the property. I know it is for sale, definitely. However, we should talk about it because the property is it's a little bit of a sensitive situation when it comes to the property. So maybe you should stop by and we could talk about the property. He says, please write down my address, and he gives you the address, and then he tells you that you can stop by at any time.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you want to go right away? Do you want to do anything different?
Um, I'll take a note from my father certifying that I'm allowed to purchase the property, and then I will head over right away. Because being a woman, I'm probably not allowed to buy land on my own without a letter.
Okay. All right.
And then
Mhm.
head over.
Okay. Very well. All right. So you head there, and the mat greets you there. It's like, oh, hey, well, welcome. Um, so I see that you're interested in the property of Ravenwood, and you know what? I could very well be a very scammy agent and and just tell you whatever you want to hear in order to get rid of the property. But truth be told, I couldn't live with myself if I allow you to buy this property the way it is. Maybe maybe you want to think about another property. I do have another property, maybe not as cheap as that one is, because ultimately we're really trying to unload that property onto somebody. I'm not gonna lie about it. And maybe if you had a different personality where you strike me as an asshole, I will go ahead and sell you the property. But I think you will regret buying that company. That property. Um, you know, I know that you're very adamant, but maybe I can persuade you to buy something else.
What what makes this property something you're looking to offload? I am looking for a property with a lot of character and getting out of the city. If
Well,
it's a fixer upper or something, that's right up my alley.
no, this is definitely a fixer upper. This property is no means ready to live in. Um, but this definitely has a lot of character. I mean, it has so much character that we have had several deaths in the property. And the issue with that is that it's not necessarily the nature of the deaths, but the way that the victims are found once they die. They are all found with this look of horror. Um, it's almost as if their eyes are out of their sockets because of how scared they are, and they have this look of fear when they died, and they all seem to perish inside of the property. They don't seem to be harmed. They just seemed very scary, very scared. This mansion, I can tell you, it belonged, or it belongs still, to an eccentric rich man. His name was Alistair Crowley, and it's very weird because we don't have another owner for that property, and he just vanished about a century ago. Although, from time to time, his family has inherited the property and has hired people to go try to work on the property, clean it, restore it, and pretty much everybody that has gone into the property has not been able to make it out alive. Um, Pretty much, I can tell you that a lot of people in the town say that Crowley's spirit still roams the halls, seeking revenge. I honestly don't know revenge from what, but it seems like that's what people that's what people seems to think.
I appreciate you looking out for me, but the ghost of an eccentric old man will not stop me from acquiring the country home of my dreams. Still want to see the property.
Fairly well. Okay. Well, all right. Well, if you want to go see the property, ultimately that property is, in Ravenswood. So that's a little bit of a drive, but I'll be happy to hand you the keys if you want to go see it. However, I'll be, it would be very bad for me if I let you go over there without at least warning you that, what I think what you're about to do is not necessarily very smart. I think, there's a reason why the property has the story it has.
buildings with a story are the best kind. Everybody's telling me what I'm doing stupid lately. I'm gonna go anyways.
All right, maybe you want to bring someone else with you when you go. Is, a young lady by herself in a haunted house. It doesn't strike me as the best of the ideas.
Oh, brilliant idea. I'll bring my friend to generate a name.
Yeah, we can bring some sort of NPC with you.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and say that you have a friend. Go ahead and roll a 1d2. See if you have a male friend or a female friend, and we'll bring you one. 2. All right. So female, Catherine. Your friend Catherine is gonna go with you. All right. So he hands you the keys, and he says, "Well, if there's no way that I can convince you otherwise, I hope you're safe, and ultimately go look at it. And when you come back, if you're still interested, we can go ahead and finish talking about it and close the deal."
Perfect. I'll be back shortly to discuss that deal. I'm sure I will love the property.
Okay. Yep.
And then I
Very well.
call up my friend Catherine, who's obsessed with ghost stories. Tell her I've got just the place. You should come with me.
All right. So you call Catherine, and she definitely agrees to go see you, mainly because, she definitely is a ghost buff, but also she's really interested into not allowing you to go by yourself to this place. Due to the fact that this story is, you're just by yourself right now, we're gonna buff Catherine a little bit. So all right. So I'm guessing that you're gonna drive there. So when do you decide to go there? And if you do, is there anything you want to bring with yourself?
Yeah, I'll maybe take a day. I'll gather some supplies that I think will help me with ghosts. A flashlight, a Bible. I don't know, maybe some candles for cleansing the building. I don't think they would say much, but just something like that.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so you gather your items, and whatever you don't gather, ultimately, once you're there, you can ultimately roll. We can ultimately roll a 1d2 to see if Catherine brought it with her or not. So you drive out, and after 5 hours, you have a great time driving over there. Actually, talking to Catherine, chit chatting. She talks to you about her relationships and how she is with this new guy, but she doesn't seem to be seeing it working out. And but that's the story of her life. She just moves from guy to guy, and yada 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 yada. And eventually, you get into this town, Ravenhood, in which you pass by the town. The town is definitely not a big town at all, and the town is definitely very poor looking. Like it's not anything touristical in the slightest. And you see that there's a little police station, maybe a general store, a couple of houses here and there, a barn, maybe maybe a farm or two, and that's it. And as you continue on, the road continues on for a couple of miles, a mile or two, And when you're getting close to this place, now an intense fog starts appearing. You know, obviously when it starts, it's not as intense, but the closest you get to the house, the more intense it gets. The fog. You see that the house, the property itself, not necessarily the house, it doesn't look like it's being well taken care of. All the vegetation is just going crazy. A lot of dead weeds and weeds that are not necessarily dead have taken all over the place. The house itself seems to be crawling on weeds that are attached to the house. Um, the house definitely will need some painting. Looks like the yard definitely needs some work. The There's a lot of humidity when you get out of the car, and you notice that definitely it could be due to the fog, or it could also be due to the fact that that area may be very humid too. It will be really hard to judge exactly how humid that area is without the fog, being that there's fog right now. But considering how much humidity there is, you know, you can tell how hard of a hit the house is taking when it comes to, you know, materials and things like that, the wood and everything. Um, and Catherine probably will point out as to the house being a hole. She's like, this is a hole. This is not. What are we looking at? What did we come here for? Oh, Arrow, are you there? Arrow. If you're talking, you're muted. I think, maybe. I mean, I see your thing lighting up. Hold on, give me a second. Let me reload the page. Why is it showing? Hello? Testing, testing. I don't know what just happened. Let me try something out. Just a second. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so my audio is working, at least. Okay. All right. Yeah. So, okay. Say something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I don't know what happened, but yeah. So she looks at you and she says, "Wow, this place is a hole. What are we here for? You can't be serious about possibly buying this place."
I mean, maybe. But imagine instead of creepy fog, it's snow. Wouldn't it be perfect for the holidays or like full of flowers for the summer? And that could be such a great story. It used to be haunted.
Well, if it is haunted, I don't necessarily think it's gonna be just a story. I mean, let's be practical here. She says, "How we're gonna be there if the place is haunted? You don't think that it may kind of be a little bit hard for us to stay somewhere where, or for you to stay somewhere wherever it's haunted? I mean, you know, one thing is to own something that has the fame of being haunted, but it's not necessarily haunted, where you can just stay, you know, and nothing bothers you, or maybe at the most You have something moving here and there, or you see a shadow, and that's it. And another thing is like, you running for your life type thing.
I mean, if ghosts were real, yes, but they're just stories, right?
What is just stories?
Ghosts, they're not real. Surely people died because the floors are rotted or something.
So, well, I never seen anybody dying out of anything within just a few hours of entering somewhere. She says, based on what you told me that the guy told you, apparently all these people are dying after just spending a few hours inside of the house. So I don't know. Maybe I'm exaggerating here. She says maybe there's something else going on. Maybe the guy just doesn't want to sell you the house. Maybe he has got a better offer, or I don't know. Maybe he's just
Yeah,
trying to
I
scare you
think,
into buying a more expensive house.
yeah, that could definitely be, or he just doesn't want to sell it to me. If there is anything going on with ghosts, you would be the person to know. I personally don't think they're real, but now that you mention him like trying to scam me into a more expensive house, I could see it. I could see it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that he's doing that, but I'm just saying. I mean, look at this hole. Selling this house is definitely he's not gonna be making any money. But maybe if he can scare you away, you can buy something more expensive, and that's where the money is, right?
Yeah. And he
Okay.
did say it hasn't sold in like 100 years. Maybe that's just his thing.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, if you don't want to go in right away, we can always go to the town and ask questions.
It's
Or,
like a great idea.
yeah, I mean, whatever. Okay,
Yeah.
what do you want to do then?
Let's go to the general store and ask about the house if it's true it hasn't sold in the last 100 years.
Okay, yeah, no problem. All right, so you guys get back in the car and you drive. And as you drive away, the fog seems to be getting less and less heavy until you get to the town. You park right next to the general store, and ultimately you get in. General store is pretty much empty. There's just one guy sitting outside of the store, probably the owner. He says, "Oh, you're out of towners, huh? I guess I saw you going down the road to to what's the name of this guy's? Hold on, let's see. I think I told you McCormick was. Oh, Crowley.
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 Yeah.
Oh, you guys were going to Crowley's place, huh? I guess you turned around, came back. That's probably a good idea. You guys give yourselves credit. You you got to keep living.
Keep living. So, is it true that people die there?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, very much so. Um, like people have definitely gone there many times. I don't know. Things have been happening with for the last at least 100 years. People have gone to that house for different reasons, and every time someone goes to that house, something happens, and they don't end up coming out. And by the time that they end up coming out, uh, they end up coming out in a stretcher, complete dead. And it's not so much as to how they die. I mean, because accidents ultimately happen. We all die. We're all gonna die sooner or later at one point or another. But how they die, I mean, I'm gonna say that some of them seem like they die out of being scared. However, as much as they have a look that they're scared, some accidents have happened in which obviously they have gotten hurt and therefore um, they died. But what really you need to ask yourself is what got them to have those accidents, right? Whether did they have the accidents because they were careless, not paying attention? Did something scare them really, really bad to the point that somebody will not necessarily pay as much attention and have an accident, right? Um, I mean, could be anything. Um, and here's an example. We had a gentleman that went there, and when we found him, he had the most terrified look on his face, and he unfortunately broke his arm and leg because he fell down the stairs. So then, you get to ask yourself, did he fall down the stairs because he wasn't paying attention, or did something scare him so badly that he fell down the stairs? I, us here in the town, we think that the house is haunted, pretty much. I think there are some serious ghost activity there, and that's ultimately what's getting everyone killed. People are just getting
Do
so
you think?
scared and just dying. Not to mention
Do you
that,
think those?
not to forget, not, I don't want to forget to mention also the fact that um, the locks on the house, they don't seem to be working very well. Sometimes doors will jam and not open back up. So there's that too.
So you think ghosts are real then?
Real? Well, I honestly don't know what to tell you, miss. He says, I can tell you that this is what's happening. And the best thing we can attribute things to is to ghosts. Now, if ghosts are real or not, I personally have never seen one. But then again, I personally will never go to that place. I tend to think that if you know that some bats happen somewhere, and you got a good thing going on, then there's no reason for you to just go play yourself like that. I mean, if you do, then okay. But I'm just not that person. I'm just not that the type of guy. I mean, it could all be very well a hoax, but I just don't care enough to find out.
Yeah. Maybe all the ghost stories hyping it up are what make people more inclined to be scared. How
Could
did
be.
Crowley die?
Crowley didn't die. He disappeared.
Oh, he disappeared.
He disappeared. He's gone. I don't know. No one knows exactly what happened. He was living in that house, and then one day he was not seen again.
Was he the only one that lived there?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, his family moved out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I go by the statement that the house is cursed. So
Well, in a way, that makes me sort of hopeful. Because curses usually have a way to reverse them, or ghosts have a way you can get rid of them or appease them. Maybe all the house needs is somebody to clear out the entity, if there is one at all. Maybe people are just scared and fall.
Maybe, yeah. But that ain't gonna be me, he says. I'm just not interested in that kind of stuff. That's just not my thing. I like breathing. I like living. I'm the type of guy that likes to stay alive. I like happy places. Haunted houses don't strike me as a happy place. Or cursed houses, if you would. But I tell you what, if you go in there, you make sure you let me know what happened afterwards. I mean, ultimately, one way or another, I'm going to find out. Whether because you let me know what happened or because they're going to bring you out on a stretcher at some point.
Yeah. I'll let you know what happens. I'm sure I'll come back.
Very well. Anything I can give you before you go?
Anything to unjam those doors? You said that they were kind of jammed or the locks were rusted or something?
No, it looks like you have the keys. Most people have no problem going in when they go in. Once they're inside, they don't seem to have an easy time coming out. So I wouldn't necessarily be able to tell you how to do it. The house also has the windows all boarded up. So, it's not like you're going to be able to break a window and come out. The only thing I can give you, he says, if you don't have one, is maybe a lantern. For you to walk around, you're going to need it.
I've got a torch, but yeah, I'll take a lantern.
Okay, so here's a lantern, here's a bunch of oil, and you know what? It's on the house. You don't owe me anything. God only knows if this is the last time I've seen you. So, it's all good.
Oh, very kind of you.
Oh.
Anyway, have a good day.
You too. All right, so you get back in the car with Catherine. Catherine just gives you the look. Like, are you sure you really want to do this? Do we really want to do this? I mean, I'm starting to think that maybe this may not be a great idea. I mean, unless you think that for whatever reason, maybe the store owner is working with the agent, and they're in cahoots to try to not sell the house.
I think an eccentric old man ran off. People started telling wild stories that it was haunted or cursed or whatever. And now, because everybody expects that when somebody dies from an accident, the story just gets wilder and wilder.
You know what? You're probably
the
right.
property manager took advantage of that to upsell.
You're probably right. I don't know what I'm thinking, but yeah, let's just go. I mean, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys park the car, and you get out of the car. You walk into the house, and you notice how every single step you make, the floor creaks, which tells you that the wood is, not necessarily in the best of shapes. Catherine tells you, okay, you got the key?
Yep, I do, right here.
All right, let's go in. All right. So you open the door. The door opens just fine. No problem. And when you look in, you see that the house is not necessarily bad taken care of. I mean, it hasn't been cleaned in probably a century. But it's not necessarily that the house is destroyed inside, right? It's got a lot of dust, definitely. And it's not necessarily very well lit inside due to the fact that all the windows are boarded up. But the house doesn't seem to be bad from the inside.
Mhm.
All right, so you guys walk in. And the moment that you guys walk in, the front door closes up.
I'm gonna try and open it again.
The door will not open.
Ah, well, that's the jammy issue he mentioned.
Yeah, it seems to be, she says. I mean, do we need to go out? Did we forget something outside? Because ultimately, if we need to leave later, maybe we can try to work on the lock later. I mean, unless we really have to leave right now.
No, I was just thinking if we could get it open again, we could maybe prop it open.
Very well. Yeah, no. Let's see. She says. Let's see what we have. Nope. Yeah, normally I call my guy to fix my doors, so I don't know. I'm not really good, really handy with this stuff, she says.
Surely there's a back door. Maybe we can find it.
Yeah. So she pops a lantern out, and you will too. And you see that there's, when you enter the house, there's this the stairs that go up on the side, and then in front of you there's a hallway that goes to the back. And on the back it kind of divides. It does like a T shape, and it goes to one side and towards the other. As you go, as you look, you see that this hallway is decorated with paintings. There's paintings on each side of the wall. There seems to be, before the hallway and right next to the stairs, there seems to be a table where there are some picture frames from back when, and some decorations. But that's it. Everything seems to be, there seems to be carpet all over the floor. There's a red carpet, covers everything. So, where would you like to go?
I will go to the left.
So, are you going to the stairs or are you going to the hallway?
To the hallway.
Okay. Go ahead and roll spot hidden. Alright. What's that? Alright. So you notice that the hallway seems to have pictures, right? This frames, this picture frames hanging, and all these picture frames are obviously in most walls of the house. However, there's a picture frame where there's an image of that hallway. However, in that picture frame, there is a door on the hallway. But when you look at the hallway, you don't see the door. Pretty much, this is on a large painting that you see of the mansion itself. That is over there. There is a small door in the painting that doesn't seem to exist.
where in relation to us is the door that like doesn't seem to exist but it was in the painting?
So, obviously, if you're looking at the painting, you're stopped at the end of that hallway. You're looking at the painting because the painting is like literally right in front of you, facing you. It's pretty much to your left in the middle of the hallway. The painting is saying that there is a door. However, when you look at the door, or when you look at the area where the door should be, there is no door. You just see that the wall is just built, pretty much decorated that way. It has that paper cover over the wall, and there's no crease or anything showing a door.
I'm going to sketch a general layout from the painting in a notebook that I have, and then go look closer at the wall. Maybe they bricked up the door, and I can knock on it to hear if it's hollow.
All right, we'll go ahead and roll spot hidden again. All right, look at that. So, by passing that roll, your character starts examining the walls, but you discover a hidden latch behind an old tapestry. Are you gonna pull that latch?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you pull the latch opens a concealed door that leads to a spiral staircase descending into darkness.
Ground floor, right?
Yep. Sort of a
Yeah.
basement type thing.
I found a creepy basement, and I'm gonna re-close the hatch.
Okay. So just to make sure that I get it, you're not going in. You're just closing the door again.
Yep.
Okay. So you're closing the door.
I'm exploring now.
Okay. So Catherine says, "Oh, okay. So where to next?"
This was only one side of the T-shaped hallway, right?
Yep.
Let's go down the other side.
Okay. So you go to the other side. You look, but on the other side there is no latch or anything. There's nothing. The other side is just straight up regular wall. Nothing to it.
So there's no rooms down here, just stairs up and the hallway?
Correct.
Okay. Maybe there's stairs back down somewhere. Let's go up the stairs.
Okay. So when you go up the stairs, you do see that the area where you get up is kind of like a whole area, and there's doors all around it. Do you want to go into the rooms, or do you want to just stay there? Whatever you want to do, pretty much.
Let's go into the rooms.
All right. So as you start opening doors, you notice that those are just bedrooms, very large bedrooms with a bathroom.
Nothing unusual that looks
Nope.
ghosty or out of place.
No. Each of the rooms have something, but not necessarily anything specific. Like for example, in one bedroom, you notice that the bed is not necessarily very well made. Seems to be just stretched, but not well made. Almost as if somebody maybe laid on it without necessarily opening the bed. On another room, it seems like the bed is moved, not straight. The bathroom seems to have been flooded. When you look at it, you see that there's water damage on the wall. You know, things of that sort. Nothing specific of that very moment that you're there.
Seeing anything ghosty, just a lot of damage. I guess maybe it's time to check out the creepy basement now. I didn't want to, but let's go back to that hatch.
She says, "Yeah, it looks that way. We should just be careful, I guess." All right, so go ahead and so you'll come down and you pull the latch again, and the door opens up. So you go down the stairs, and you find at the bottom of the staircase there's a door. Are you opening that door?
Yeah, I'll try and open the door.
Okay. So you open the door. When you open the door, you notice that there are lamps on the room in the room, but there's this type of lights that are kind of like lanterns type ones, the ones that they fire up. So the moment that you open the door, the fire on the lamps come on. Go ahead and roll sanity. All right, you just lose 1 point of sanity for that. Oh man, and Catherine, man, this character doesn't have a lot of sanity to begin with. All right.
We're both going crazy.
This character has 25 sanity.
So does mine.
So good luck. You're gonna need it. It does. She has high luck, but sanity, forget about it. So all right, you go into the room. The room is like a studio of sorts. Let me see. So you do know you do see that there's some stuff in there. Go ahead and roll spot hidden, and I'll tell you everything that there's there. All right. So, you find a journal on top of a table, on top of a desk. So the walls are adorned, they have pretty much paintings everywhere. That little room is covered with paintings. However, when you move around, you notice that these paintings, are of different people. And the different people, you notice how they are dressed in different styles from a long time ago till now. It's almost like people have gone into the house throughout the last 100 years, in whatever style they used to dress way back when until now. And when you move, you can clearly see their eyes moving and following you as you move. So go ahead and roll sanity again. Go ahead and roll a 1d3, please. All right. And the other thing you find in there Besides the pictures, you see that the journal that I was telling you about. Are you going to look at the journal?
Yeah, I'll look at the journal.
Okay. So when you open the journal pretty much speaks about Alistar's obsession with capturing the essence of fear. As you notice at all the pictures, you will notice that every single picture that depicts somebody, the person in the picture, it's looking extremely scared, extremely fearful. They are not nice pictures to begin with. But in the diary or in the journals, he describes how he discovered an ancient ritual that allowed him to trap souls within his paintings. The journal mentions mirror of souls.
Are any of the entries dated?
Yeah. Well, we can give it a date. That's fine. We can say that the dates were from up to 100 years ago. It hasn't been
Okay, so
that
maybe-
diary hasn't been touched for a long, long time.
How odd. He was capturing people in his paintings. Sorry about my dog barking.
It's all good. It actually adds to the immersion. So that's good. The creepy dog.
Yeah. He's capturing people inside of paintings, but he stopped 100 years ago. There's modern people here. Maybe we can find the mirror and, I don't know, stop this ritual he talked about. He didn't write down the ritual in his journal, but he had to have instructions somewhere.
And Catherine says, "Well, this place is starting to creep me out. I'm not necessarily very comfortable over here anymore. I mean, we're not necessarily. I don't know if these are ghosts or what, but this people in these images are not necessarily very happy, and I could swear that they are just looking at us. I could swear that one of them watched us while we were walking from one place to another over here in this room."
Same feeling. All the more reason we break this mirror. I don't know if it's an actual mirror, but maybe it is.
Well, I mean, where is this mirror? She says. I mean, it seems like we're gonna have to look for it if you want to break it, or I tell you what, better yet, we can get the heck out of here. We're gonna let someone else break that mirror. If we can figure out how to open the door.
Okay, yeah, she, Rita's like, yeah, getting out of here probably sounds like the better idea.
Okay, so you want to go back up, see if we can open the door?
Yep.
All right. Let's go back. So you leave. Go ahead and roll your power. All right. When you roll power, at the moment that you leave the room, you start feeling like very, very drained. Like it's almost as if your character suddenly just started taking a psychological toll of sorts. Almost like, okay, now you're starting to feel a little worried. because you know, if you haven't been worried about the fact that you wasn't able to leave the house, but now you're dealing with pictures that look at you, people that seem to have continued disappearing until not too long ago, and definitely all the bad stuff and weird stuff that you found so far is not necessarily very reassuring. So your character's starting to feel a little bit uneasy. So you're starting to get tense and definitely feeling a certain way. So Catherine says, "Okay, well let's go up. Let's go see if we can unlock that door."
Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea.
And you guys go up. Just a second.
Get open, we can get like out of the
Okay.
basement, okay?
Yep. You get out. You go up. You get to the door, and the door doesn't budge. You can try to roll again locksmith if you want. Where is that?
I'll do it for the story, but mine's not any better. Yep.
You know, the door unfortunately doesn't budge at all. You know, I don't know if you want to try something else, but do you have a gun?
No.
Does this character have a gun?
Yeah, she can use a gun, but she didn't bring a gun.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So, okay. So, there's no way that you can shoot the lock. So, Catherine says, well, I guess we're stuck. I mean, we can try breaking a window, but all the windows seem to be boarded from outside, so I'm not necessarily sure how we're going to be able to make it out.
Maybe if we hit the door, you know, a lot of this wood is not in the best condition. There's maybe like a heavy lamp. Surely we can at least throw things at the door.
Yeah, but you know what? She said you can also feel the humidity, maybe in a much less way inside of the house, but there's still humidity. So chances are that this wood pretty much swollen, and therefore all, you know, most of the stuff is just going to be stuck. It's going to be really hard to separate one thing from another. So that could be also the reason as to why the door is not opening.
Which means it isn't locked, it's just stuck.
It could
Can
be
I
just
pull
stuck.
on it really, really hard?
Right, yeah, it could be just stuck. I mean, ultimately, it's not unlocking at this moment, but even if it will unlock, it just may not open anyway.
Me as a player, I would pull the hinges, but I don't know if she would know that. Probably not.
Right. I mean, I don't know, maybe maybe we need to find another exit or do something else, she says.
I mean, we can look again, but I thought we looked through the whole house.
Well, we didn't go to the to the end of the hallway and look and continue going to the other rooms that the house may have. Although, if I be remiss, she says, I think that out of all the weird stuff we've seen, there may be a reason as to why we can't leave. You know, maybe we're just, you know, seeing how long we're gonna last alive over here until. I mean, you can see how more and more tense things seem to be getting. There is a chance that this is not just an opening the door and leaving type situation.
You think something is trapping us here, and we gotta figure out how to stop it. Well, let's check the other rooms and see if we can find that mirror, and also look for another door while we're at it.
All right. Well, you go check in the other rooms, and you do find you go to the other rooms, and you do see more images, more pictures. Different pictures. All the rooms, they seem to be used in one way or another. You get to a living room with a dining room with food on the table, but the food has all decayed, um, and you just see the dirty dishes and whatnot there. Um, you see skeletons sitting on the table at one point. You do find the exit door towards the back, and that door also seems to be locked. But that's pretty much all you find so far. Around the house, that is.
Yeah.
Catherine says, "Well, there doesn't seem to be a lot in these rooms. I don't know if maybe what we're looking for is in a different part of the house, but it's definitely not in these rooms." He says, I know that maybe it's not the most comfortable thing ever, but we may have to go back to the basement.
Yeah, as much as I don't want to, probably. Maybe it's behind one of the paintings. It was a secret hatch. Maybe there's a hidden passageway.
Yeah, there could be. Maybe we should go check, she says.
Let's do that.
All right. So you head back down. And go ahead and roll spy hidden again. All right. So Catherine, looking at the journal, she pulls the journal one more time and starts looking at it. And starts looking, she sees how there's an image of a picture, and how on the back of the picture there seems to be a mirror. So she starts trying to compare the different frames that are over there versus the one that is drawn over there. And she's like, well, maybe it is this one. She pulls it down, and yes, there is a mirror hidden on the back of that frame. So on the back of that picture, there's a secret compartment that was open, and a life-size portrait of I'm sorry, the mirror seems to be there. So you got the mirror. What do you do?
It's attached to the back of the portrait?
Yep. It's attached to the back of a life-size portrait of the owner of the house. The image seems to be drawn of him standing in his library. The mirror is an old and ornate with strange symbols attached around its frames. It's very weird language, very strange language that you've never seen before. So go ahead and roll your power. Look at that. Wow, that's a statement right there. All right. So I'm assuming that she's holding the mirror because she found it, Catherine. but you both are going to be looking at it. So she's probably showing you the lettering that surrounds the mirror. You feel a strange force pulling you slowly into a dark version of the mansion. All of a sudden, you blink twice, and the room that you're in now looks completely different. The room just seems very dark. The lights and lanterns that were there lit up. They seem to still be lit up, but they seem to emit a lot less light than before. And Catherine looks at you, is like, what just happened?
I don't know, I felt something. Does this room look different to you? Maybe if we look at the mirror again, we'll go back.
The mirror doesn't do anything when you look at it.
Well then, at least we know nothing bad happens when we look at the mirror. Let's try and find his library. You know, he was painted in a library. Maybe there's a book that tells us more about this.
And she says, okay, yeah, that's fine. Although I think we should really be careful walking because this place seems to be so dark. You know, we may trip and whatnot, and these lamps are definitely not providing a lot of light.
That's what our lanterns are for. And I pull out my lantern.
Yeah, no, definitely, she says. I'm just a little concerned as to what happened. I mean, and go ahead and roll sanity, because I don't think we rolled it from this. So go ahead and roll a 1d2. All right. So did you lose 5 points so far?
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a 1d8. One. All right. So you get amnesia. So Catherine says, well, actually, go ahead and roll 1d10, please, real quick. 4. And there you go. So Catherine says, okay, are you ready to go to the library then?
Library?
For 4 turns, you're going to have amnesia.
Is it like just forgetting why I'm here, or like do I not recognize Catherine?
No, you just have amnesia of, I don't know, let's say, just a second. You have amnesia, let's say, of why you're there, why she's there with you, and where you are, how did you get there, etc.
Okay. Library? What? Like the town library? Where are we?
And she says, what do you mean, where are we? You are the one that brought us here. We're at the house. Remember the house you wanted to buy? In Ravenwood?
No. I kind of remember thinking a country home would be nice. I don't remember doing
Well,
it.
you did think, you did thought it, and guess what? You decided, the salesman told you that the house was haunted, remember? and you said you didn't believe it. Then you talked to me. I told you that, he was maybe trying to scam you. We talked to the general store owner of the town where he told us the same thing. We came here anyway. We saw the pictures of the people that could follow us with their eyes as we moved.
I don't remember any of that. It definitely sounds like something I would do. I want to go home. I don't like feeling like this.
Well, I want to go home too, but if you recall, we just went upstairs before this room turned out this dark. And remember that we're locked in? That we're not able to get out of this house?
No, I don't remember that. Even worse. You should have started with that. Me.
Well, we were just having a different conversation, and all of a sudden now you don't remember anything. So how can I start with that?
No. Apparently, I don't know a lot right now.
She says, well, so yeah, you decided that we were going to go to the library to see if we could see anything. Is that what you still want to do? What are we doing? Ultimately, we're here because you wanted to prove that the house there was nothing wrong with the house, and that way you could buy it. So we're here. What are we doing?
I guess, yeah, let's go to the library. I don't remember what we're looking for, but maybe that'll jog my memory. I've got this journal. Maybe I can read it in the library where there's more light, and that'll help me remember.
Okay. Ultimately, I feel really bad, she says, because all those people that were looking at us, all those images, I think they all might have died here.
Feel pretty bad too.
Yeah, it's really, really sad. Go ahead and roll sanity again. Actually, go ahead and roll power.
Oh, this is not gonna end well.
And go ahead and roll a 1d4. Okay. All right. So ultimately, in one turn, you're gonna come back your memory. All right.
How long is a turn in Call of Cthulhu?
Well, we're gonna take one more action, and then that's gonna be the turn. So right now it would have been 4 turns since you guys were having a discussion and all that stuff. That's how much time passed. So she said, okay, well, let's go. She opens the door, and when you cross the door, that will be your turn. All the lights are back up. Now you seem to be back where you started. It's almost like you got out of that dark version of the house, I guess. And also your memory seems to be back too.
It's the weirdest thing, when you walk into a room and forget why you were there, the reverse just happened to me. Why can't this happen more often? I'm glad the lights are back though. It's gonna make moving much easier.
And you turn around.
The library.
Yeah, and you get out of the room first. But when you say that, you get no response. And eventually, a male voice talked to you, which is that that boyfriend of yours. And tells
You
you,
know, they told.
you know, things could have been so much different between us. You know that it
You
was
know,
all
we
your
could have.
fault, right? You know, that's why I
What?
had to go to the war, sacrifice myself for us.
Rita will just go real quiet and look kind of sad and wait for him to finish.
You know, you could have you could have said, "Hey, you know what? How about you don't go to the war? We head to Mexico and we live a different life." But you were just fine with me going to the war, knowing that there was a chance that I wasn't coming back, and you got your wish.
Things you're saying, it's not like you. It can't be Tommy. He died. He's not here. Ghosts aren't real.
But I am here, and you're just trying to deny me again, same way you did when you didn't want to leave with me. You were okay sending me to that war. Go ahead and roll your power. And suddenly Tommy disappears. And Catherine is back. It's in front of you. And she's like, "Hey, are you ready to go?"
Did Did you see that? Did you hear that? What just happened?
"Who's Tommy?" she says.
um, he was my boyfriend before we met. He went off to the war, unfortunately. I really, really liked him. I wanted to marry him. Then we got the letter.
It's like, well,
I
I'm a little concerned. You just started talking by yourself over there, having a whole conversation by yourself. Are you okay?
by myself. No, Tommy was here.
There
But he's
was
dead.
nobody here. This is starting to get more and more creepy now, she says.
Ghosts are real, or it was someone pretending to become me. And
I
he
don't-
was really mean.
She says, "I don't know if ghosts are real or not, but this place seems very real to me." And you talking, first not remembering what are we doing here, now talking by yourself and stuff. I just need to know that you are okay. We came here for you. This was your idea. And I have a feeling that I'm going to end up leaving this place by myself if I do.
Well, you have a way out of here, then be my guest and lead the way. I admit it was a bad idea, and it is really weird, and I want to go home. But I don't think we can leave until we solve this.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go. Let's go to the library and just see if we can figure it out over there.
Okay.
All right. So you guys finally make it up. When you're up, you see that the hallway also has some torches lit up on the sides of the wall, and it seems to be very dark up there too. Possibly due to the fact that it's not necessarily a darker version of the house. It just seems to be nighttime outside. Go ahead and roll intelligence. So Catherine will point out at the fact that it seems to be dark outside, meaning that you guys have been at the library for at least a good 8 to 10 hours. I mean, not a library, on that studio, like in the basement.
Possible. We were only there a little while. Maybe it's the fog.
She's like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm starting to get very worried.
Yeah, we should read faster, search faster.
Okay. So Catherine grabs Catherine grabbed the journal and she brought it with her, along with the mirror. And you guys are heading to the library. Once you get to the library is this gigantic room. It's got books all over the place, like around it, and then a very comfortable chair to sit over there and read. Go ahead and roll your power again. Okay. So the moment that you get to the library, you don't necessarily see anything out of the ordinary at the library. Go ahead and roll, I guess. Let's see what we can have you roll for it. I guess we can do spot hidden. I'm gonna roll spot hidden. Okay, let me try with. All right. So, Catherine, it's looking around, and she's walking around with the mirror, like looking around at things, whatever. And suddenly, she sees through the mirror the reflection of the library, and at the library, that there is a picture over there at the library where the owner of the house seems to be there. And in the picture, the owner of the house seems to be doing a ritual. At the same time that is happening, you guys start seeing how that picture seems to be getting blurry and blurry and blurry, and eventually it gets all dark. After a while, the black part of the image starts getting wavy, almost as if it's becoming a portal of sorts. Go ahead and roll, I guess, well, hold on. Okay, go ahead and roll library use. Sure, the library might as well. Whoa. Where is the library use? Okay. So slowly, out of the image, out of the frame, a hand seems to stick out. Somebody's screaming for help. It's like, help us! Help us! Please help us! And hurry up! You gotta save us! It is coming! Help us! Arrow, when you see all that, it really strikes you in a different way. So go ahead and roll sanity. Oof. Go ahead and roll 1d5 since you fumbled that, and I'm gonna do a 1d3. Four more points. So Catherine obviously has a bout of madness to go through. Just a second. All right. Eight. So Catherine just starts laughing uncontrollably at the situation, hysterically. And you just see that she just has the most worrisome look on her face. However, she just can't stop laughing. She's unable to talk or do anything. She just laughs it out for 6 turns. And you... So, do you want to go ahead and... what do you want to do in this situation, I guess? Let me ask you.
I'll grab Catherine by the shoulders and I'll kind of shake her and be like, come on, snap out of it. I need your help. I need help.
And she just laughs and she just can't do anything else. She just hands you the book and the mirror. And there's nothing else she can do. She's just laughing. Maybe one turn just went by with that, but that's it. And you see that there's more and more hands popping out of the mirror.
I smash the mirror on the ground.
The mirror cannot be smashed. I mean, not out of the mirror. Sorry, out of the picture frame. But once you smash the mirror, nothing happens. The mirror cannot be broken. Go ahead and roll luck. Okay. Go ahead and roll. Let's see. Try library use again. Okay. So, what do you want to do? Pretty much at this point.
Is there anything sharp near me? I wouldn't have brought a knife.
No, it's just books in there.
Just books. Dang it. I'm gonna start throwing books at the painting.
And the books just seem to fall down. And somebody says, "You need to hurry up. He's coming. You need to help us. You will end up here with us."
I'm just making sure I got all the information. So when I read that journal, the book that we have, it was just his logs of like capturing fear, right? There wasn't.
There is also a
ritual
spell
information.
over there on how to capture the souls and you know, and pretty much how to get the souls inside of the mirror.
Okay. I will grab the mirror and I will point it at the painting to make the like painting people look at themselves.
Okay, so you grab the mirror and you look at the people.
No, I hold the mirror up away from me, pointed at the painting people.
Okay. Okay, go ahead and roll your luck. See if that's not anything. Okay. So when you do that, the mirror seems to start burning. I mean, not the mirror, the painting. The painting seems to catch on fire. All the people that were sticking their hands out, now they're sticking their heads back in. And you see an actual ghost coming out of that mirror. The ghost starts to materialize. And it is the image of Alistair Crowley that you see there. And you can identify him because you've seen images of him all around the house.
You need to stop. You need to let us go.
Go ahead and roll sanity. How about that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Give me a 1d4, please, and thank you.
Oops.
Okay. How many points have you lost so far since we started?
Well, not including this 3.
12?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get another bout of madness. So go ahead and roll another 1d8. 4. Paranoia. Okay. Everyone's out to get you. So you look at Catherine laughing hysterically, and you start getting upset that she's laughing. It's almost, you start believing that Catherine has done this to you. Go ahead and roll a 1d10. And you start thinking, Catherine should have known better. She should have told you not to come here. So you get really, really upset. Go ahead and actually, yeah, go ahead and roll spy hidden. Okay. So you don't necessarily find anything crazy, but you do find a lamp, a foot lamp, that it's holding a candle on the top. So you go ahead and you grab that lamp. Go ahead and roll your strength. Okay. And when you try to pull it up, unfortunately, you cannot lift it. And you hurt your arm. So go ahead and roll. Actually, give me a 1d3. And you see that Catherine looks at you with a worrisome face. However, she just can't stop laughing. And Alistair Crowley, he pretty much pulls out a knife and hands it to you. So go ahead and roll your brawl. You stab Catherine on the neck, and she just drops on the floor, bleeding out. Go ahead and roll your sanity again. Actually, no. Go ahead and roll your power. Okay. So Crowley talks to you. He tells you, you need to come with me. You need to come with me. Follow me. So go ahead and roll your sanity real quick. All right. Give me a 1d6 this time. Okay, 4. So unfortunately, you just go completely buck crazy. And you just...
Yeah.
He just goes through through the picture, and you cross through the picture. And the moment that you cross through the picture closes, and the next morning the police will just find your friend dead over there at the library, and you're gone. And that's the end of that.